Pisces, welcome to the Winds of Jupiter, March 2018 Tarot reading. Now you received the Ansus rune, and this is a rune of communication, but more importantly it's the rune of wisdom. That was very important to the Norse. Odin hung upside down for 9 days, staring into the well of Erd. For the wisdom of the runes, secret magic letters. Words have power, and so do names. If you notice, the first thing God had Adam do in the Bible was to name things. But this wisdom has underlying truth involved in it, and a spirituality. And here the overall energy card that you received was Judgment. You're coming to the end of something. You're heading towards the World card. But here you're stopping off to make some revelations. Do some spiritual purging and cleansing on the earthly level from your actions in the past. This is a resurrection time, a time of rebirth. That's summed up by the word karma. Judgment doles out punishments or rewards depending on your behavior in the past. This is where the material world meets the spiritual world, and it's time for healing. It's time to bury the hatchet. If you're holding any grudges and resentments, grace is unconditional forgiveness. There isn't a lot of unconditional love in this world anymore. But for you to be the phoenix and rise from the ashes, there has to be forgiveness. Otherwise, you end up living in some type of purgatory. And I think there'd been some problems with your love life because the cards on the left, for what you know, you received the Two of Cups and the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is always all over the chart with his emotions. He's from one extreme to the other. Either he's depressed from unrequited love, or he's walking on air from falling in love. That means that he doesn't have a lot of emotional control. And I think this lack of emotional control is connected to this Two of Cups card, which is the minor arcana version of the Lovers card. Any 2 card indicates decisions, partnership, and balance. And I think that's what the key to the kingdom is, all 3 of those things for relationships. The Page has a lot to learn, and maybe there had been some missteps here. Not intentional, but just more from naivety. Or that feeling maybe that you didn't want to be responsible for your actions. But if the Page is doing his job, he's bringing in news and messages, something important that's coming down the pike that's saying there's going to be some changes coming up in your relationships. Now the cards next to the Page of Cups is the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune saying that things are cycling out and there's going to be a luckier, more fortunate time coming around. You have to take advantage of that and grab the ring while you can. Jump through that window while it's open. The Wheel of Fortune always reminds you that life is a cycle in itself. There's always an up and down. And really depends. I mean, you can have fortune as it's descending, even over its ascension. Depends on what you're doing, and the Hierophant's there as a governor of life. He reinforces moral teachings. Readjust your moral compass. And I'm not saying that you're following the life of hedonism. This is just a natural progression in life that you have to do some soul searching frequently and readjust your life to make sure you're going in the right direction, that you're using ethic, morals, and higher truths in the decisions that you make, especially when it comes to love and where you direct your affections. Yeah, the Judgment card is there to keep us honest, to have us review our past actions in light of the new journey that we're going to be taking, or a new path, or a change in our path. In reality, we're going to get what we deserve in life. And here it's saying you deserve the Wheel of Fortune if you play your cards right. If you run down the traditional lines of what we consider is right and wrong, intrinsically we know what's right and wrong. And I always question when people say, well, I found God, and I thought, well, was he hiding? The Hierophant is in the cluster of cards for the nature of man. And we have to overcome the evil within ourselves. Maybe recently you've been reviewing your spiritual beliefs. Maybe finding some solidarity with like-minded people or some type of institution. The Hierophant can also indicate rites of passage, marriage, graduations, things that change your life, things that you go through, rituals that signify change of life. In reality, this is about your free will and the decisions that you make. Now, the cards next to the Wheel of Fortune is the Moon and the Seven of Wands. And the Moon card here can be saying that there is some type of deceit or secrets, and you don't have the full truth while you're making some decisions. It might just be through omission that people aren't telling you the truth, but it still isn't the truth, or the whole truth anyway. And the Seven of Wands card, is that a disagreement card, really? Normally it's you representing your beliefs, and people are disagreeing with you. Sometimes you have to question them and say, well, do I really believe that? Or is that true, or is that right, or am I wrong? The number 7 is the number of truth, but it's also a number of spirituality. And boy, that's right down the alley of this reading, because you have the Judgment card and the Hierophant card. Now the Moon card the reflective light of the moon can cause distortions. And maybe you're just not seeing things quite right. Runaway imagination, maybe there's some fear involved in this. But then again, the moon brings in spirituality, dreams, intuition, gut feelings, synchronicities, things that happen that just have a casual relationship, and all of a sudden you realize they're all connected, intrinsically and innately connected. And then all of a sudden there's a revelation, an epiphany, and a spiritual awareness going on. Now your future cards are the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So now you have 2 Pentacle cards bringing you back down to earth and grounding you. Here you've been working on your spiritual self and how you connect to yourself and other people. And now you have the King of Pentacles, the man that has the knack to make money, to bring in riches. But it's also about well-being, and maybe this can be also about spiritual well-being. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, a promise for a new pentacle beginning, a new earthly beginning. You've forgiven yourself, you've forgiven other people, you've buried the hatchet. And now you have the Four of Wands, the celebration card of higher ascension, higher vibration. You found yourself, and I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.